Our mission and our purpose is economic empowerment. And the reason it is because we want to build simple tools that empower people into the economy where we saw an opportunity to get them in where before they had no access.
Hey, this is Eric, and welcome to Two Sats.
Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor.
Today, I'm going to tell you why I invest in Square. I believe having the correct narrative is half of the struggle in investing. When looking at Square, most people tend to assume it's a payment company, but that is only one part of Square. The correct answer has always been in plain sight. The keywords are empowerment and ecosystem. These are not just buzzwords. Square's goal is to provide solutions that can help businesses and individuals with their economic activity, such as process credit cards, point-of-sale systems, business loans, and peer-to-peer payments. In other words, economic empowerment. Because of this empowerment-focused approach, Square has developed its ecosystem to provide different solutions for various financial friction points.
Our first merchant was a flower cart, and just because she was underneath my apartment, and we noticed that she would not accept credit cards. She just wanted to keep it simple and cash. And it wasn't until we were with her and someone came up and tried to pay with a credit card, and then she told him to go to an ATM and he never came back, that she was open to it. And it was in that moment that we realized she doesn't need a credit card reader. She needs to make the sale. And that one insight, like we could have gone down a path of building a credit card reader, charging for the software, charging for the reader, and we'd end up being like Verifone, which produces all these big black terminals, which is not a very valuable company. I don't even know if they're around much anymore. But instead we went into this insight of like, actually what she's trying to do is make the sale, and there's a credit card machine is just one way to make the sale. There's also point of sale, which helps organize the business so they organize the information around the business so they can make more informed decisions. Capital, lending helps them make a sale. So with that one insight, we were able to really expand the value, the potential value of the company, because we weren't focused on one tiny thing. We were focused on a bigger job, which is help me make a sale and then help me make more sales. That did not focus on technology, that didn't focus on a category. It could have been someone who was micro, like our first merchant, or a small, or a medium, or a large. That to me is like where the true value is created, is when you're not boxed in by these categories.
Square can split into two ecosystems, seller and the Cash App, yet both systems are interconnected. The seller ecosystem offers anything from payment processing, point-of-sale systems, payroll, invoice, and even lending. The Cash App ecosystem is for the consumers, which include peer-to-peer payment, Cash Card, which is a physical debit card, Boost, it's a reward and discount system, direct deposit, as well as serving as a financial asset broker for stocks and Bitcoin. So, what is the growth opportunity for Square? Before we go any further, it is really important to know that these numbers are from the latest March 2020 Square Investor Day material. The Investor Day itself was postponed due to COVID. The data Square used are conservative, and the addressable market opportunity were defined as the areas where Square already has products in the wild. Any future development of new products or business areas were not included. For example, the 20 million number for businesses is only for the US, and I quote, based on employer and non-employer firms with less than $100 million in annual gross receipts in selected industry verticals based on the 2012 US Census data. It is likely Square will serve businesses with more than $100 million in annual gross receipts in the near future, but these companies are not included here. With that in mind, let's dig into the numbers. Seller system. $85 billion revenue opportunity just in the US. Within that, $39 billion in transaction profits, which is calculated by using estimated annual card payment volume in the US multiplied by the Square's average transaction margin, which is about 1%. $30 billion in software, which is the opportunity in selling the existing Square software product lines to relevant businesses. These product lines include restaurants, appointments, retail, marketing loyalty, payroll, team management, and Square Online Store. $12 billion in Square Capital, which is lending. This is based on the outstanding small business loans under $250,000 in the US and the estimated 4 to 6% interest rate on these small business loans according to data from Goldman Sachs. $5 billion in financial services refer to the revenue from Square's instant transfer and Square Card opportunity. Square can monetize its ability to make instant transfers and offer this as a service to businesses for a small fee. This service significantly speeds up the cash flow velocity of small businesses because these businesses often have low cash reserve and normal card payment can take a few days to arrive, result in the slow growth and more restrictive operation for small businesses. The Square Card is a business debit card, allowing Square to tap into business spending. There is another more than $15 billion international opportunity based on the countries that Square is active right now, including Australia, Canada, Japan, and the UK. And this is only transaction profit opportunity. Of course, as Square expands in new markets and release new products, the size of Square's international opportunity will increase too. In total, Square Seller System is looking at the market opportunity of over $100 billion. For some perspective, Square's 2019 annual revenue from both seller and Cash App ecosystem was only $4.7 billion. There is certainly a lot of room for Square to grow. Cash App ecosystem represents over $60 billion revenue opportunity in the US alone, and the breakdown of the opportunity is more straightforward. $20 billion from sending, this is the peer-to-peer payment revenue opportunity. $41 billion from processing customer spending. $2 billion from investing, but this number is a little different compared to others. It refers to the gross profit opportunity rather than revenue. This means revenue opportunity should be much larger. Additionally, this $2 billion number is only from Square's Bitcoin offering. Square also offers stock investing with fractional share option. So the actual opportunity from investing should be materially larger than the $2 billion stated. Furthermore, just like the seller ecosystem, Cash App has the potential to increase its opportunity by expanding internationally too. Again, Square's annual revenue for 2019 was $4.7 billion, which means the current share of Square's seller ecosystem revenue compared to the TAM, the total addressable market, is less than 3%, and the Cash App ecosystem only represents less than 2% of its TAM. Unlike the competitors such as PayPal, which is focused in payment, Square's ecosystem approach means once money gets into Square, it does not leave the ecosystem, because Square will eventually serve all financial needs. This will see Square suck up the money in traditional banks and other payment-focused competitors over time. Interestingly, this is what Elon had laid out for PayPal years ago.
And then at the time I also thought what we should try to do is just do all the financial things as well, not just payments. I still think that's really what PayPal should have done, but whatever, it's water under the bridge at this point. I was never a huge fan of PayPal as a name. The reason being that I thought it made sense for the company to kind of
Broader.
Be much broader. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you limit yourself to payments, then necessarily people want to transfer money out of the system. And as soon as they transfer money out of the system, the efficiency of the database drops dramatically, because now you're in the traditional banking world. So if you just offer all the things that, if you just basically address all the reasons why people are taking money out of the PayPal system, so you have to provide them with checks so that you have a bridge to the legacy transaction system. You got to provide them with a debit card, provide them with the ability to get a loan and that kind of thing. But these are all ancillary to accelerating the velocity and accuracy and security of payments. Then if basically PayPal would be where all the money is. It would just suck all the money out of the banks, and the banks would go away.
Yeah.
Anyway, all this depend on if Square can continue to build products loved by its customers and execute the roadmap of building an ecosystem for economic empowerment. I believe Square can execute because of Jack Dorsey. He is the founder, engineer, operator, and CEO of Square. I believe Jack is the biggest non-financial asset Square has, and I'll do a deep dive on Jack Dorsey in a future video. I do draw some similarities of Square disrupting the financial services to Tesla disrupting the automotive industry. Just as Tesla is valued more than any other car maker because it isn't a car maker, Square, in my opinion, will surpass the most valuable bank in the US and potentially one day to be valued more than these US traditional banks combined, as Square redefines what a bank is and expands its market opportunity on the path to economic empowerment. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one, and stay invested.